Right, this is a video for a Honda CRZ. This is a 1.5 hybrid sport, finished in this beautiful white. It's been fitted with the optional extra alloys and this dynamic pack, including this high-level rear spoiler. The car looks absolutely fantastic. It's covered 73,000 miles now, but the condition of the car suggests the car has some much lower mileage. It's in wonderful condition. I'll go around for you. Lenses completely clear, no cracks otherwise. Bumpers in incredibly good condition, just minor stone chipping on there, but generally really good order. Main bonnet itself's really good and clear. Sorry about that, just coming around again. So this offside headlamp again, absolutely perfect, no marks in there at all. Offside front wing, completely clear. Electra alloy here, in wonderful condition, just a tiny bit of curbing around the outside of it. Tyres got tons of tread, at least 6 or 7 millimeters, and the paintwork and panel work is in extraordinary condition. It really is wonderful condition. Just come to this rearmost outside alloy again, absolutely spot on. Just a tiny bit of curbing on the absolute outside of it. Come down to the flank of the car to show you there's no dimple dents, nothing on there at all. It's unbelievably clean. Around the back of the car, got obviously colour-coded parking sensors, got this lovely high-level spoiler built into the car as well, which really does set the car off beautifully. And come around to the near side of the car now. Just drop down again, you can see just how clean that is. I cannot see an imperfection on that side of the car at all, or either. It's amazing condition. Near side alloy, cannot see a mark on that anywhere. Tyre again, 6-7 millimeters at least. It's going to get boring and repetitive, I'm afraid, but it's in lovely condition, this car. And all this panel work absolutely spot on. Alloy on this side again, very good. You've got a bit of curbing just there, but the tyre again, you've got, I mean, literally it's like new, unbelievable. So apart from a couple of alloys which have got a couple of minor little scuffs on them, looking at the car in wonderful condition on the outside. I come into the boot area of the car, all in absolutely beautiful condition. It looks so crisp and clean, this car. It just really doesn't do it justice on the video. Just show you underneath here, got all the tools, inflation kit, even a touch-in stick that the last owner kept with the vehicle. Really good sized boot. Tonneau covers all good and intact. You can pop those out dead easily, because effectively, although it is officially a 4-seat car, you've got to really think of it as a 2+2. Just push that tab there, drop it down, and you end up with an absolutely huge boot to take, you know, two sets of clubs at least if you're into golf. But yeah, huge boot area. So just show you the near side door card. Again, really nice condition. Sill area is completely unmarked. Really is in wonderful condition. Passenger seat on this side, again, really good condition. So just come to the driver's side door card again now. Again, all in very good condition. It's aged very well indeed. Sill area again, no real marks getting in and out of the car at all. And everything, the driver's seat's in very good condition. There's a tiny bit of wear on the bolster, but it is, you know, given the age and mileage of the car, it is very minor indeed. Right, so sat in the car now, engine is running. Just to quickly show you, obviously you've got the full owner's manual pack there, and the original Honda locking wheel nut set as well, with the locking wheel nut key. Just pan around the dashboard. Plastics in here in wonderful condition. Beautifully, really nicely designed dashboard. Lovely simple radio CD unit there. Climate control system. Coming down here, you've got your power outlet, and you've got an extra USB lead there. Putting iPhones or otherwise into them. Gear lever, gear knob, all in really lovely condition, but it is hard for the video to pick up just how nice and clean this car is inside. Multifunction steering wheel, audio on the left, the cruise control on the right, and bottom right you've got your information display. Coming up to this really lovely dashboard, you can see there 73,138 miles, no warning lights on the car, engine is running. I'll come back to that in a second. But just to show you here, we've got controls for electric wing mirrors, pardon me, VSA and headlamp adjustments on there, and then you've got your parking sensors switched down the bottom there, and obviously electric window switches. These 3 buttons here, basically you can control the engine, the car into 3 modes. The car always starts up in what they call normal mode, which is the middle of the 3 buttons, and then you can select either economy or sport depending on how you want to drive the car. If you press the so I'll leave it in normal for a second, press the economy, and that basically promotes very economical driving, and you can push 60 miles to the gallon in the car if you really want to. The top one, press that one, and then it all goes nice and sporty with this lovely kind of red halo effect on the rev counter there. And that's where I drive these cars. You know, you don't get penalised much in fuel economy, but it completely transforms the car. Snappy instant throttle response, sharpened up steering, and it makes the car what it really is. Really, really lovely car in here. You won't fault it. So we're coming onto the engine bay now, all in beautifully always beautifully presented by Honda, in fantastic condition. Really strong, very, very reliable engines. We've never touched one, and with this integrated motor assist, as you can see, the hybrid system, this delivers really lovely, strong performance and quite extraordinary economy too. Currently, I think it's only around about £20 a year road tax, so it's, it's an incredibly efficient way to run a car. Right, this is the road test section of the video for a Honda CRZ 1.5 Sport Hybrid. Car's registered RE10VZJ. Mileage at the start of this short road test is 73,143 miles. Purpose of this road test is just for those who may be coming a fair distance to us, because we're now selling to all over the UK and near continent. Just to give people the reassurance, if you're coming a distance to us, that this is the car that you're looking at in the video, and to give you reassurance that the car drives as it should. If there's any issues I need to tell you about, I can tell you about them on the road test, so you can know that before you make your trip to us. People are investing huge amounts of time and money to come see us now, and we feel that's the least we can do now to ensure that when you come to us, at least we've done the best we can to cover all bases for you. So what I do on these road tests is go through them in the order you'd expect to go through them yourself, which is obviously when you do the test drive. So first things first, you're going to be looking at the engine of the car and how it feels and how it drives. So in that respect, the engine, as with all these hybrids, starts on the button. Very smooth, very typical Honda. It's a lovely, lovely engine to drive. Settles to a very, when it's not doing the auto stops part of the function, it idles utterly silently. Pulls beautifully, exactly as it should. I've driven huge numbers of these now, and this is a really nice example, not just in terms of the aesthetics and condition of the car, but just how the car drives. So engine wise, pulls perfectly, no strange noises, no vibrations, nothing at all to worry about. Car then drives through obviously the clutch and gearbox. Clutch is perfection, it is light as a feather, bites exactly the right point. Even with the mileage it's done, it feels it's fresh as a daisy, and there's no noises from the clutch pedal or the ratchet, the mechanism itself. Then that goes through this simply brilliant gearbox. So you've got a 6-speed gearbox, the closest thing I've felt to a S2000 box. It's quick, it's mechanical, you always find your way home. It's just a wonderful, wonderful gearbox, and absolutely suits the car perfectly. The whole dynamic is kind of very, everything's direct about the car. It's just got a lovely old school feel about it, and it doesn't disappoint at all. So in terms of engine, gearbox, you will not fault the car. Brakes on the car, rock solid, no vibrations, no strange noises from underneath. It's just come back from MOT actually, so they'd have picked up there if there was anything. Steering, no vibrations, track's absolutely bullet straight. Suspension wise, no noises from underneath the car that shouldn't be coming up. Obviously you get a bit of a bump when you hit a bump, but that's about it. There's no kind of resonance, there's no aftershock, there's no kind of feeling that you might have a bit of an issue with a track rod end or ball joint which is a bit worn. It does drive, and absolutely tight as a drum, it really does. It's a very dynamic little car. I mean, they've always, I love them because it is kind of harking back to different times where old hot hatches were light as a feather and buzzed around and gave you great feel. Now they've become kind of antisocial. All these hot hatches are miles too fast, and you can't really explore the limits of the car without, you know, risking a long time in jail, and quite rightly so. But this thing, I was just trying to push it this corner a little bit more. Just corners flat as a pancake. Really holds the road well. It just holds its trajectory really nicely. What's really good about it is it doesn't get flustered mid-corners. You get some cars, when you go into a corner, they're either too stiffly sprung, so they kind of pogo through the corners. That can be unsettling. Steering gets a little bit loose, and whereas this thing just is very, very, very composed. And the nice thing is its kind of alter ego is the fact that it's actually a very comfortable car to drive. You know, the suspension's the right side of firm, where, you know, yes, you can feel the bumps, but they're damped absolutely beautifully. There you go, Philip. So I mean, in terms of the mechanicals of the car, you will not fault the vehicle at all. It drives absolutely as it should. And so we've had low mileage ones, very low mileage ones, and they drove no different to this. You know, the build of these things is exceptional. That brings me on to the interior. Wonderful, wonderful interior in this car. It's a work of art. You've got this lovely two-tone dashboard, dark on top, light at the bottom. Adds a real sense of quality about the vehicle. The interiors last incredibly well. They take their miles brilliantly, these cars. It's a beautifully, beautifully assembled vehicle. But the dashboard itself is just so nice and unique without being silly and hard to use. I mean, the whole point of it is that, you know, you can take in the information very quickly. So in that respect, you've got this lovely centre dashboard here with the binnacle, rather, with the really easy to read speedo, which is on kind of this floating hologram effect, if you like. Then you've got the rev counter, dominates around that one. You've got hybrid information to the left, temperature gauge, fuel gauge, all that kind of stuff to the right hand side. And you've got this lovely symmetry of information on the, you know, buttons to press on the right hand side, which, you know, goes back to, you know, the S2000 type thing again. And it's just all really very well done with a very high quality switchgear, which is why they do take the mileage so extraordinarily well. But it's a great car. You'll absolutely love it. Obviously, with this hybrid system, there's no plug-ins. You don't run out of power, so it leaves you stranded. The only thing you could ever do is run out of petrol in a conventional way. But you've got 3 settings on the right-hand side here. Press the button now, and that's displayed a shrub or a leaf or something on the dashboard. That's now encouraging basically very economical driving, so you can get, you know, your 60 miles to the gallon if you know, drive carefully. You've got a nice green hue around the dashboard. It softens up the throttle response noticeably. You put your foot down, you've got to put your foot on a lot harder to get it to perform, and lightens up the steering to a fair degree for you as well. When you start the car, and if I press it now, it always goes into what they call normal mode. So that's kind of a halfway house between, you know, the economy and sport modes. When I had my first one, I drove it for probably 2 or 3 months, trying to see if I could get sort of 65 to the gallon, and yeah, I achieved 60 by driving in economy mode. But the reality is this car's more about fun, and I now purely drive it in sport, which I've just pressed there. You've got this lovely red hue around the dashboard, has changed instantly. The throttle is instant. It just picks up straight away and goes. The steering wheel's livened up noticeably in my hand. It's certainly sort of, it's weighted up, and you sacrifice 3 or 4 miles per gallon, which is negligible when you consider just how economical the car is. But what you get is a sense of fun driving the car, which, you know, is what the thing's all about, in all honesty. While I'm stopped here, obviously you've got auto stop on the hybrid system as well, and that obviously saves a huge amount of fuel and also sort of noise in the car when you're stationary. So is a lovely dynamic little car, it really is. We've sold, I've lost count of how many we've sold now. We must have sold well over 50 CRZs now in our time, and we've never ever had an issue apart from, you know, just normal consumables, you know, brake discs and pads, the normal stuff. But mechanically, we just not touched them. They're incredibly solid cars. You know, Honda have engineered it very well. They didn't want to risk bad press with hybrid, and it's more reliable than probably any of their other products, which is, you know, astonishing given just how reliable the Honda product is. But so if you're coming a distance to come and see us, I just want you to know that as of this moment in time, as I'm driving the car now, you will be utterly delighted with the car and thrilled, and whoever gets to buy this car will be chuffed to bits with it. If I've missed anything out on this video or the one previously or the text of the advert, then please do phone us and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions.